So how's things at your end? How's everything with the band at the moment?
Can't complain. Yep, we're putting out an album, so that helps.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's been a tough time for the last 12 months, I guess, for everyone. How have you been dealing with it, and how's it been affecting the band personally?
Uh, Pretty much, we've all just figured out how to stay busy on our own, and that helps. Just staying still and keeping stagnant. I figured out real fast that's not good for me. So
Yeah.
I think we all just kept pretty busy and stayed in touch, and you know, trying to get through it.
Yeah, it's a good thing you got this new album that's coming out then next week. I had a chance to listen to the album, and I've got to say this is probably your best work yet. I really love the whole sort of production and the sound and the whole idea behind the album. I understand there were some issues that you had to deal with along the way as well, but I mean, you must be very proud and very happy with how this has turned out so far.
Yeah, that's always what you want, is just to be happy with the final product. And you know we put a lot into it. Definitely some crazy circumstances. Life happens as it
Yeah,
does.
yeah,
So that definitely kind of shaped the mood of the album, just because of everything we are going through individually and as a band. It just kind of went that way. But I appreciate the compliment. I I never know what to say to that.
I mean, I've loved all the previous albums that you've put out, so I've been a fan of your work for some time. But it does seem like this is almost like a culmination of everything you guys have sort of worked hard for the over the last number of years or so.
Yeah, we've been through a lot, and that's
Mm.
kind of why we're as close as we are. Just seem like no matter what, it's just like, okay, we're all down to just keep plowing through and get it done. And yeah, for things to be where they are now, we're pretty fortunate.
Yeah, definitely. When you started working on these songs for ideas and stuff like that, did you have any particular sort of agenda or motive, anything that you wanted to really want to do and achieve on this particular album?
No, I mean, that's generally why, like, Fran and I will just spend some time together and just kind of loosely talk, and just, whoever, if he has some ideas, or if I have some ideas, if I've got a theme I'm thinking of, or if he has music already written, we're just over it and just start talking. And honestly, I think Death of Me was like the first song written, or at least the first song that I wrote, but it was in the first batch of demos. And it's just like, okay, this is going to be a something's going to be heavy as far as emotionally,
Yeah,
and there's still some pretty heavy spots in it and all that good stuff.
sure,
But
sure.
yeah, we're pretty happy with how it turned out. We It also helps that Fran is very good at uh, crafting things. Just he gets an idea in his head, he'll figure it out. And so it's always a plus to have somebody like him on your side.
Yeah, definitely. Was there anything in particular that was inspiring you the most, creatively speaking? Like, what was sort of like making you sort of have all these sort of ideas come out?
um that life has little pockets of terrible. So that's where a
Mm.
lot of this came from.
Yeah,
Just things were rough, and so it just writing. And so yeah, some of it got very personal. So
yeah.
that's just what it was. You really don't know how things are going to go. I try to write a ton, and I write every day,
Mm.
but I didn't really use any of that. It's more of just what's happening at that moment. I really should draw from some of that, since it's all sitting there, but
Mm.
Now, a lot of that was just coming fresh. So
Okay.
yeah.
Do you have a sort of certain process for writing it all? I mean, has that changed at all over the years, or do you sort of have worked out a formula for yourself?
Now, writing's always different. To me, it's just different depending on the song. Um, it may be a chorus that comes first. It might be just a simple phrase, or I never know how it's going to come. But first thing first is just listen.
Mm,
Just listen to the music, and I kind of go by feel. It's like I'll something will feel like something to me. Like,
mm,
oh, that phrase feels right there. Just that's honestly what it is for me. It's just start feeling something and start writing.
yeah.
That's not a very good description of what I do. My bad.
Well, I mean, everyone's got a different process, I guess. I mean, do you find it's getting more difficult or easier as the years go on?
uh, Depends on the time. Sometimes my brain is just locked. I think I've written everything that I can, and then there's times, sort of like the beginning of writing this album. We're itching to write the album. Oh, dying. We've toured a bunch. Yeah, let's write some new music.
Mm.
And by the end of the album, like, I can't put three words together, and my brain's locked. And Fran is very prolific, so he writes a lot of music.
Yeah.
So you just go through a ton of stuff, and the amount of songs that are just shelved, or you know uh, that we demoed and just didn't make it.
Yeah.
I'll just go ahead and say they didn't make it because of yeah. This song is awesome. What I wrote is not. Sorry. So there
Do
you
you ever
go.
go back to some of those leftover material at all, or work on it more, or?
Um, if it made the album, it's supposed to be there. But
Mm,
yeah, as far as revisiting it, no, because that's all I was doing was visiting.
mm.
I can think of one song in particular that Francesco and I were really excited about, and it did not make the album because I probably demoed it five different ways, and it sucked every single way. Like, man, so yeah, if I, who knows, maybe I'll revisit it down the line.
Yeah.
But also, if I never hear that song again, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. One of the interesting things about this album as well is that you threw in a cover of Terence Trent D'Arby, which it kind of came out of left field for me. I didn't expect it, to be honest. What made you decide to cover this particular song, "Sign Your Name"?
That it's out of left field. um, Really, it was just Francesco and I listening to some music. Song came up, and he loved the song. I loved the song. He said we should cover it. I said, okay, yeah, sure, we could. And then a couple days later, he gave me the music, and wow, all right, he's not kidding. Okay, so it was kind of like that. It's just
Mm,
us hanging out and listening to some music, and we both didn't know that we enjoyed it. So and it's also just kind of just a different vibe than the rest of the album. It's
yeah.
just kind of a fun song.
Yeah. Was that, I mean, obviously when people cover songs, it usually comes from like their own personal influences and things like that. I mean, was Trent, were you a fan of Trent D'Arby at all, or?
Oh yeah, I enjoyed the stuff. I mean, I definitely heard I heard all his hits on the radio and
Mm,
MTV back in the day and everything, but it was just uh random chance that Francesco brought it up.
yeah.
It was on it was on the playlist, and so it was literally like just a quick conversation, and now it's on the album.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Speaking of influences, then, what made you actually get started in music, and why singing? You know, who were some of your own sort of personal influences growing up?
Uh, I got asked to do it. It wasn't something I was really seeking out. End up being my guitar player from Blood's Been Shed, but
Mm,
just our different incarnations. Like my very first band. was with him. He had heard I sang. The thing is, I'd sang in I'd sang in choir in church, and I'd sang some in choir in school. Uh, just like at the beginning of high school, and then that was it. So I don't know how he knew that. I hadn't been in bands before, but he asked if I wanted to be in a band, and I tried, and that started it. It's like, hey, I like this. So it wasn't like me listening to guys and go, yeah, I'm going to do that. I never thought that was an option. I didn't hear what uh, other people hear. Or I guess that's what it was. To me. It was just like, okay, I'll do it. It's fun,
Yeah.
and then I just enjoyed it and kept going. And then it's just once I enjoy something or I'm into it, I'm into it. And so I dove in. That's pretty much how it started. It wasn't part of the journey that I thought I was going to be on. And
But
what
it
was
was,
I going to do? I have no idea. But that's
yeah.
why I was like, "No, I'll try it."
Was there a particular band or particular style of music that you were sort of really into that kind of maybe shaped your singing style at all?
No, I mean, I liked heavy music, but
Mm.
uh, I still listen to so much different stuff, and I mean, yeah, I listen to Pantera, I listen to Faith No More, but I also listen to a lot of you know uh, hardcore and metal back in the days.
Mm.
Listening to old Earth Crisis and bands like Integrity and stuff like that. The first song I remember hearing on the radio and I loved was Beatles' "Let It Be."
Mm.
The moody song, and but I remember hearing it all the time. Like every morning, I get up and they would be playing it every morning on this radio station that was playing in the house. So I don't know. It's kind of like with sports. Like I don't have like a favorite guy in sports. It's more I enjoy sports.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, it's like music. There's definitely guys that stand out, but for me, it's just like if it's good, I'm gonna listen to it. I'm just gonna eat it up.
Yeah. How does it make you feel then when other musicians tell you that you've been an influence on them?
Oh, that they're insane.
It's got to be a good feeling to have, though. It's gratifying to know that you've done some pretty good work over the years.
Uh, yeah, but I'm not real good at taking that sort of stuff. 'Cause
Mm.
like I said, uh, I don't hear what people hear. I mean, I enjoy what I do, but I'm never thinking, "Man, I sound awesome right now." That's I hear that.
Yeah,
It's not how I think, man. But I love the work. I love doing what I do, so I just keep doing it.
yeah. Well, now that the album is going to be coming out very soon, will you guys be looking at hitting the road? I know it's a little bit difficult, but are you guys sort of planning some tours and stuff?
That's the plan. We're just waiting to get some stuff, you know, confirmed.
Mm.
Just it does seem like things are slowly opening up in the states, but we'll see. Things have turned on a dime, and so once I'm out there, then I'll go, okay, it's really happening.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, look, good luck with that. I hope everything works out for you as far as hitting the road and stuff. I think every band in the world has been waiting for this moment to happen. And congratulations on the new album. As I said, I think it's probably the best work that you guys have put out so far. So you should be pretty proud
Thank
of
you.
it.
I appreciate it.
No worries, man. Take care, and hopefully in the future we'll get to see you down in Australia as well.
Fingers crossed, man. It's been a while.